What you say?
I told you that it's time to start the show.
That you only meant well.
Yeah, the show's gonna do
Of
well.
course you did. What you say?
I said, let's go.
That it's all for the best.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like the best
Of course it
podcast.
is. What you say?
God, do I have to keep repeating
That is
myself?
just what we need. You decided this.
Hold up, I
What
thought we
you
both
say?
decided to do this.
What did she say?
I said, let's start the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to What You Say, NOC podcast. My name is Elyse Daly.
And I am Scott Daly.
And together,
We're
the Dailies.
Yes, this is the podcast where each and every week, my wife Elyse and I go through the hit 2000s teen drama, The OC, episode by episode.
You know what I think you should do?
What?
From now on, every time that you say my wife Elyse, you should put a different adjective in front of it and describe how amazing I am.
My amazing wife Elyse, my beautiful wife Elyse, the incomparable Elyse.
You can't. Don't run through them all now.
Gregarious
it's every
wife
week.
Elyse.
It's every week. It's a different adjective to describe me and how you felt about me for the past week.
Oh, so for that week. Week. My annoying wife Elyse.
What?
My judging wife Elyse.
I am a judger.
My nagging wife Elyse.
Why do you
My nitpicking wife Elyse.
Never mind.
You opened this door.
I'm going to shut it with your finger in it.
My mean wife Elyse. I'm just kidding, babe. You are none of those things. You are wonderful.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I mean it. I love you.
Thanks.
Can I finish the intro?
Yeah, this week, what are we doing?
This week on the show, we are covering Season 2, Episode 12, The Lonely Hearts Club. It's the Valentine's Day episode, everyone. It's
those holiday sods.
It's July 28th, and
we just had Christmas in July.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah. That day.
How you doing this week, Elyse?
I'm good.
You doing okay?
I'm doing okay.
You're back at work? You're going into the office again?
Yeah. 50% of the time.
50% of the time, every time.
Yep. Do you like Valentine's Day?
I could take it or leave it. Every day is Valentine's Day when you're in love. Do you want to move on? You're not giving me a lot to work with here. Do you want to move on to the next section?
To the rosies?
Uh-huh.
Roses are what you give on Valentine's Day.
That's true, unless you're Elyse, and then I don't give you roses because you don't really like roses.
No, sometimes you give me tulips.
I do.
I think everyone knows, though, that I don't like roses.
Everyone does know.
I like
Elyse.
peonies, and I like dahlias, which are, I think, both in the rose family.
How would you feel like if I gave you a black dahlia?
They're beautiful flowers.
But an unsolvable mystery.
Yes.
Could we please move on to the roses and thorny section, please?
If
we're
you
dying
would like
here.
to.
We're dying.
It's because you were talking about the black dahlia. It's not my fault. It's your fault.
Elyse, read the thing. With what is the section about, Elyse?
Oh, this section?
Uh-huh.
This section. It's the part of the podcast where Scott and I, we look back on the last week and we talk about the good and the bad, the roses and the thorns. And as always, Scott, let's start with the bad. What was your thorn from this week?
I'm really scared because I have to turn your volume up because you're talking very quietly. But I'm worried that you're going to get excited a little bit later and then you're going to start talking way louder and then everything's going to be fucked.
Scott, I don't get excited.
I turned you up a little bit. Just you have been turned up for what?
I don't get excited.
Elyse, why don't you tell me what your thorn is?
I asked you first.
Oh. My thorn is movie theaters. Or, should I say, the lack thereof. I miss movie theaters. This is the week, I think, the movie Tenet has been pushed and pushed and pushed, and I am fully supportive of them pushing it because I don't want to go to a movie theater right now. But I also really want to go to a movie theater right now.
Did any of them open? Weren't they supposed to open?
No, they delayed them all. I mean, all the movies pushed out of the month.
The theaters.
Yeah.
Didn't they say they were going to open at the end of July?
And then all the movies pushed out of the month, and the theater said, well, it doesn't make sense to open because there's no movies coming out.
The drive-thru's open.
Well,
or the drive-in movie.
Yeah, but they're playing old movies. They're not playing new movies. There's no new movies. No movies. Tenet just announced the Christopher Nolan movie, which was the long holding out and saying we're going to open in July, and then they pushed it, and then they pushed it, and then they pushed it again. Now it has set a September release date internationally. Basically, what I figured was going to eventually happen is happening, which is the rest of the world cannot wait on America to get its shit together. And so movies are just going to start opening in the places that have gotten their shit together while we have not. And so Tenet is opening internationally first, and then maybe will come. I don't even know by the end of the year. I don't know if any movie is going to open in this country for the rest of the year. I don't know.
But
it's crazy.
Mulan.
I don't know, babe. I don't know. And I don't know how long these theater industries can keep this up, because like,
you know what I
AMC
miss?
had the worst second quarter ever.
I miss the movies, but you may only hear me say this one time. I actually miss the food at the Draft House.
Well, yeah. I miss the food at the Draft House too. I miss the movies more. But
Yep.
I do miss the food.
Yep. I do.
I was thinking about the Euro the other day.
Ah, yeah, that Euro.
So good. So good.
I wonder why the Dallas locations haven't done the like food kitchen to go thing to try and get some money.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either, Scott.
So yeah, this is the week that I really just like. I haven't been to a theater since March. I miss movie theaters. I don't like the same. I'm torn because I miss movie theaters, and I am not going to a movie theater until I have a vaccine in my system. So that's going to be next year sometime. So it sucks. Really sucks.
Yeah.
I think theaters in China are opening, but they're doing like your movie's not allowed to be longer than 2 hours, or else it can't open.
Interesting.
Because they're like, the longer people are together in a small space, the more dangerous it is. But I don't know if that, like, I get the logic behind it, but like, also, once you're in the place, you know,
It might as well just be family.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Scott, let me tell you about my thing.
Why don't you tell me, Elyse? Tell me.
So, every night, part of my routine, I wash my face. I put on my toner.
Yeah.
Then I put on my serum.
Sure.
And then I put on my moisturizer.
Yeah. Skincare for you is very important.
Now, as I'm doing this, I get a good close look at my skin. And my serum is supposed to help with my wrinkles. I switched to the better serum, but it didn't stop, Scott. Once I turned 31,
So like a week ago.
my 11s started to appear.
What are 11s?
Only on one eye, though.
What are 11s?
It's the wrinkles that form right here in between your eyebrows from your eyebrows furrowing.
Oh, I see.
And they're there, but only above my right eye. And it's very frustrating because I'd never had my 11s before. And then because I was 31, it was like it only put the 1 from the 30. It was like it just held on until I got that extra year. And then lo and behold, it marked me, Scott.
Well, Elyse,
I'm doing my things so that I can get rid of it. My microneedling and my serums. But
well, Elyse,
I don't know.
Here's what I have to say.
Yeah. You got wrinkles too?
Do old people have wrinkles?
Am I an old person?
No, answer the question. Do old people have wrinkles?
Yeah.
If we could prevent wrinkles, don't you think less old people would have wrinkles?
I mean, some people get Botox.
Yeah, but
Do I get Botox for my birthday next year?
No. Please
Why not?
break the word Botox into its parts and tell me what they mean.
Bot? So it's a robot that's shaped like an ox that goes into your skin and it beats all the cells into submission.
Yeah, that's precisely it. And you think we can afford a fucking mini robot for your skin? No, we can't.
I think we can.
We can't afford that.
Yes.
No, you're not getting Botox. You're going to get wrinkles. It's going to happen. We're both going to get old. We're going to get wrinkles. You can put as much crap on your face as possible. You can put the most expensive crap on your face. You'll still get wrinkles.
I did spend a lot of money on my serum. Did I tell you about that?
I'm sure you did.
That should have been my thorn that 1 week.
I'm sure you did.
I'm not going to tell you because you'll get mad at me. It was either one big bottle or the 2 smaller bottles, and those are the only options. They didn't have just the single small bottle.
Awesome.
Do you want to know how much the big bottle was?
I don't.
I won't tell you how much mine were. But the big bottle, Scott, was $190.
$190.
Yeah.
To stop wrinkles.
Yeah.
That are not being stopped.
I ended up getting 2 of the smaller and 1 sample size. So 3 bottles.
Does this come from Gwyneth Paltrow?
No.
Okay, good.
It comes from Estee Lauder.
Oh, well, that makes it legit then.
It's the #1 advanced night serum in the world.
According to Estee Lauder?
It's the #1 serum in the world. That was on their thing. But I'd actually used it before, and I'd gotten a little tiny one for like $30. And I tried it for a month, and it really made the wrinkles a lot smaller. So it's a good investment.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I will pay a lot of money for skincare because I think skincare is something that you should spend money on. You know, you can't just go and replace your skin all the time.
I mean, that's literally what it does, though.
I mean, by using good product. I don't want to go and have a skin graft.
No, your skin replaces itself.
Yeah, with better skin because I gave it better products and it made it better.
Elyse, please tell me what your rose is.
Oh, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Books, Scott.
What is the Sisterhood of the Traveling Books, Elyse?
I just decided to call it the Sisterhood of the Traveling Books, but at my bar studio, the teachers, we like to read. And we kind of just started passing around books. And I got a book delivery today to my house, and it was fun. And it's some books that I wanted to read, and I actually looked for them at the library, and the library didn't have them.
Oh, no.
And
well, now the Sisterhood shows up.
The Sisterhood of the Traveling Books. Yes. It's so great. And so I'm excited. I'm going to read Verity by Colleen Hoover.
Okay.
That's the first one I want to read because I heard it's really going to mess me up.
You had been reading a whole lot and then work started up again and your reading has slowed down.
You know what happens. Yep.
Yeah. So are you prioritize reading?
I'm going to try.
Okay.
But sometimes my eyes have just been working so hard all day. All they want to do is just sleep.
Those poor eyes. Just close them.
Okay.
Just close them. Okay, not right now though, because we have a whole show to do still. Elyse? Was that an on purpose yawn, or was that just a horrible coincidence?
It's a coincidence. Scott, what's your rose?
My rose is, I'm looking at one of them right now. My roses are dogs. I'm really loving our dogs this week. I don't know what it has been. I don't know. Penny has been really good this week. She's been a very good dog. I mean, she's fully housebroken now. We have I don't think we need to knock on wood anymore. She hasn't peed on the floor in months.
Okay.
She's learning how to behave. We still have some problem with shoe chewing, but other than that, she's been doing great. And Ghost has been a very good dog this week too. For a while there, Ghost was being very annoying and whining a lot, and we couldn't figure out what was going on with her. But this week, she's been better. She's been Ghost went through a phase, and I think it was I'm kind of mad at you for Penny phase, where she just didn't seem to be very happy with us. And
well, she also went through a big, huge change in the matter of just a few weeks, with Maggie being sick and not understanding that, and then Maggie's gone, and then 2 weeks later we bring home this new dog, and it's taking up all this attention. She's had a rough year. She has.
But I think she's finally started to settle into it because she's being very Ghost is a very independent dog. She's not like Maggie or Penny. She loves you, but she shows her love in different ways. She doesn't She doesn't like to cuddle. She doesn't like to. She's
She
not
cuddles me.
occasionally, but not like it's not a regular thing for her.
Oh my gosh. I
Ghosts-
didn't tell you. Yesterday, she was on the bed with me and she sneezed and the snot went all over my face. And she was like at the other end of the bed.
It's a big sneeze.
It was a disgustingly large sneeze that went everywhere all over me. I'm sorry I interrupted. Continue.
It's fine. That was very pertinent information to my Rose.
Yeah.
She just gotten, I think she's finally gotten used to everything, and Penny is big enough and old enough now to where they can actually play together, where I don't think she sees her as a constant annoyance, but actually a playing companion. And she's been doing her things that she does that she's always done with me, where she'll come up to me and she'll just be like, okay, I want to love you right now. And then she'll come up and do that. And then she'll finish and just be like, okay, I'm going to go away now. Like, she'll just come up and like get pets and like be happy and try to lick your face. And then she'll go lay down on her own somewhere. It's like she's coming to check up on you, and then she'll finish checking up on you, and then she'll go back and do her own thing. She's very independent. And she, like, the checking up on you part had stopped for a while, where she was just really doing her own thing constantly. And then she was kind of sleeping by herself. She still sleeps by herself. She's always kind of done that. Ever since we stopped closing the door to the bedroom with her inside it, she's gone and found her normal sleeping spot and done that on her own.
And she did that at my parents' house too.
Yeah, but lately, when I've been here in my office, she's been hanging out with me in my office again. She'd come lay down on the carpet and lay with me for a couple hours and then go off. So she's, I guess this ended up being more about Ghost than about Penny, but
you know,
I love our
Ghost
dogs.
needs her time too.
Ghost is an old lady now. She's 8 years old. She's gonna be 9 years old this year. So she's getting old and she's changing, and it was a little weird for a while seeing how it's changed, but I think we've settled back into an equilibrium that makes both of us happy.
It was the menopause hormones for the puppy.
Okay, but she didn't. No. There's none of that.
Yeah, it's just that menopause for dogs.
Hey,
Dogapause.
Elyse, are you ready to talk about this episode?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to the episode.
So, The Lonely Hearts Club is the 12th episode of season 2 of the OC. It was written by, may he rest in peace, Regis Philbin's daughter, J.J. Philbin, and directed by Scott's favorite, Ian Toynton. It aired on February the 10th, 2005. Now, Scott, I should have put my thorn was Regis. Regis is dead.
Mm-hmm. Regis Philbin died over the weekend.
I miss Regis already. It was just, reassuring to know that he was in the world. And now to know that he's gone. It's a sad time.
I mean, I 88. I'd like to make it to 88.
It's a fairly long time.
I'd like to make it past 88, but 88's a pretty good age, you know?
If you had to pick an age, 88's a good one.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I had to pick an age, I'd say like 98, 99, 115.
You want to make it to 100?
124.
I don't know if I'd want to make it to 100.
We were watching that show. What are people that live to be 100 called?
Centurions?
Yeah, but no, there was the Zach whatever. No, there was like a special
Down to Earth.
Yeah, but there was a special like letter for him just because the doctor so happened to start
the blue zone.
Oh yeah,
they lived in the blue zone.
The blue zone.
That was the area that people lived in on the map.
But that was funny because the only reason it's called that is because
he only had a blue colored marker.
Blue marker.
Yeah.
We don't live in a blue zone.
No,
we live
don't.
in a red zone.
We live in a black zone.
What is the black zone?
Death.
Let's talk about this episode.
I guess so. It's your turn.
It is Valentine's Day in Newport, and love is not in the air. Sandy continues to fuck up his relationship with his wife through his inability to stop being around Rebecca. Meanwhile, Seth fucks up his friendship with both Zach and Summer by getting high on coffee and screwing up the comic book pitch meeting. Also, Julie is back and scheming for the future post-Caleb, and Ryan is playing a game of pool. against Caleb for some reason.
That's how they settle things in Chino.
Sure. Oh, also, Alex and Marissa make out. This is a fucking stuffed episode. This is stuffed.
It's like that stuffed crust pizza.
Stuffed
Crust pizza.
You are out of control. Please tell me what you thought about this week's
You know what
episode.
we're going to have tomorrow for dinner?
Stuffed crust pizza?
Stuffed crust
No,
pizza.
we're going to make dinner tomorrow.
I guess so. You got to give me enough time to make that brisket in the slow cooker.
Elyse.
What?
What did you think of this week's episode?
Oh, what did I think of this week's episode? This week's episode makes me sad, Scott. This week's episode makes me sad because things are crumbling for our comic book friends.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
And
it
it
seems
also-
like it's kind of crumpled.
It makes me sad because Ryan and Lindsay, once again. Rebecca, here once again. Marissa, still here once again. Everyone's just there. Again. Not doing the things I want them to.
So that's what you think about it, huh?
Yep. That's what I think about it.
Yeah.
What do you think about it, Scott?
Not my favorite episode of the season, that's for sure. I think there's a thing that they're trying to do with this episode. Like, usually episodes of TV, especially from this day and age, will try to have like a unifying theme, right? Each episode will have a theme, and all the A plots and B plots, or in this case, C plots, D plots, E plots, F plots, will tie into that central theme. And I think the
Can you say it one more time?
theme.
You know, you draw a line in between that E and that first E and that M. That helps you remember that the theme is the message.
Oh, good, because I have trouble remembering what a theme is. I can't. Sometimes my brain just doesn't work.
That's how I teach the kiddos. You just draw a line down it. It's the message.
The me. The theme is all about you. It's the me.
I got lots of good tricks.
I can imagine.
You just asked me about my triangle tricks.
Do you want to go ahead and say it?
No, because you have to have it written down in
Okay.
order to really see it.
So anyway, the show we're doing a show about, I think the theme of this week's episode is supposed to be like, it's love, of course, like the what is the name of the Lonely Hearts Club, where all of our characters who don't have anything to do on Valentine's Day. But I also think like there's recurring beat about how the universe is aligning to help people or to hurt people. And the thing that's really funny about that is everyone's talking about the universe and what's the universe's fault and how the universe is to blame. But everything that happens in the episode happens because of poor choices on behalf of people. Like, very clearly, there's like no coincidences. It's all choice based, all of it. And I thought that was interesting, but I think that there's just too much going on. There's just too many things, like, and none of them tie together very neatly. Like, there's a bunch of one-off scenes that you're just like, what does that have to do with fucking anything? The Julie stuff is there entirely to set up something that's coming. She has no role in this episode whatsoever. Alex and Marissa barely have a role in this episode. I just think it's a pretty clunky episode of TV. The parts that were good, I think were very good. The parts that were meh, I thought were very, very meh. That's how I feel about the episode.
Meh.
Exactly. That's meh.
Can only get up from here. Right?
Yeah. So, Elyse, let's talk about our favorite and least favorite parts of the episode, or our OC-based Rosies and Thornies. And we're going to start with the bad again.
And
we're going to start with you.
I already kind of talked about it, but I'm upset because Seth messes up the comic book pitch.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't get over himself and how much that he still hasn't moved on from Summer. And he messes up this good thing that they had going about this comic book.
Yeah,
that could have been something great.
So to set the stage, when we last left last episode, Seth, Zach, and Summer were heading to San Diego to do a real adult business, real pitch to a comic book company. I forget what the name of it is, like WildStar or something. I don't think it's a real comic book company, but they were going down there to do a real pitch and to really get this comic book made. And everyone was very excited, but there was a lot of sexual tension between Seth and Summer that was unable to be resolved.
Intense nose graze that was still referenced in this episode. So we
intense.
know the electricity behind those two noses was intense.
Those noses don't even have to touch for that current to jump between them. It's just like, bzz.
Yeah.
But Seth, through the nose graze, has basically fallen back on his love of Summer, right? Like he was working hard to get over her. He had found someone else. He was focusing on that. And the chemistry and the tension between them has basically making him fallen back into his obsession with Summer. And
maybe he shouldn't be drawing her all the time.
yeah, I mean, I agree. But the result of that was he finds out that Zach and Summer are going on a vacation.
She is so OCD, man. Backpacking with her is going to be a nightmare.
You guys are going backpacking?
Yeah, my sister's getting married in Tuscany. Summer's going to be my date.
Tuscany, like Italy?
Yeah. My family's renting a villa, but we're just going to stay for the wedding and then we're going to go off on our own. You know, backpack through Cinque Terre, maybe a weekend in Venice.
Wow, that doesn't sound romantic at all.
A beautiful, romantic as hell trip. I've been to Tuscany before. It's incredible.
I have too.
But not together.
No.
But it is beautiful and romantic. And if
we both went with other ladies.
Yeah, we did. We both went with other ladies. Some of us were more romantically involved with those ladies than others.
That's true.
And I mean you.
I mean, hey.
Tuscany's gorgeous, beautiful. And so he's very jealous. He's jealous that like they end up having to spend the night in San Diego and the two of them get a bed together, and Cohen does not deal with that well. So yeah, he fucks up the pitch. He gets crazy on coffee.
There's no way there's 3 shots of espresso on that.
You look kind of spent, Seth.
Did you sleep at all?
Yep, got a solid 15 minutes. They say that's all you need. What about you guys? Probably didn't sleep too well, huh?
I drink a lot of coffee. You drink a lot of coffee.
Yeah, I don't ever have this side effect.
I don't think anyone ever acts like this when they this seems to me just a creation of television.
Well, yeah, because really what happens when people reach a certain point of exhaustion from not sleeping is that their body reacts the same way that it does when it's been when it's had alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And so
the drunk sleepies, as they call them. It's a professional term.
And his was not the drunk sleepies. Why are you going back to our old episodes?
I don't know. It just started
of Vow
playing.
to View.
It just started playing.
I mean, that was a good little jingle there. I'm not going to lie. I missed that jingle a little bit.
We wrote it together.
Yeah. To Pachelbel.
Mm-hmm.
Canon and D. The Wedding March. I bet nobody knew that until I just said it.
Probably not. It wasn't easy to tell. What were you talking about? I'm sorry I interrupted you with Vow to View.
I was talking about the drunk sleepies.
He does not have the drunk sleepies. He has the jitters, which like I've seen people like jittery on coffee, like high energy, but not
after having a whole night of no sleep.
This is not natural. But he blows the pitch because he decides that Summer's character and his character have to fall in love with each other.
And then Summer and Zach aren't into that. And so they can see that everybody's not on the same page.
Yeah.
But you kind of wonder if Summer and Zach had, leaned into it a little bit. The guy seemed to be eating up what he was.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the reason he passes on the comic is because he doesn't want to work with a team that is not cohesive. Mm-hmm. Not because it wasn't interested in the idea. Mm-hmm. But of course, this whole scene is filled with doublespeak because they're not. I don't know if that's going to show up on the mic, so I'm hesitant to talk about it. But when you, in the middle of a podcast, pick up a drink and start slurping.
I'm all out of lemonade.
It's like all the rules. It's like all the rules of audio design. You just chuck them out the window.
I'm a risk taker, Scott.
Yeah, that's your risk taking.
Guys, we went over this earlier today. We said out of the two of us, I'm more of a risk taker than Scott.
I don't know.
You may leave in the comments of our Discord
who
you believe is the bigger risk taker.
I don't appreciate that. because you're setting me up here. You're setting me up because of course they're going to agree with you because they love you. It's not fair.
But they love you too.
They love you more.
I can't help it.
Anyway, we're talking about the show. We keep getting distracted, and it's all your fault.
No.
I love the thing that Toynton does here in the direction where he has...
You love Toynton?
I love one thing Toynton does. He has, in the middle of the conversation where they're talking about the comic book characters and how the comic book character is going to fall in love, Seth gets in between Zach and Summer at the table, and
yes,
it's like it's perfect visual language to sell what's going on here in the subtext, which is they're talking about the comic book characters, but what they're actually talking about is their relationship, and all three of them know it.
No, there is no love story.
Yeah, not yet there isn't, okay? Stop. Here's the thing, and the thing is this, sir. If the Ironist and Little Miss Vixen could put their differences aside for just one issue and stop their bickering and stop their banter, and even though the readers might find it adorable, I really feel like they would realize how much more evil that they could vanquish together.
No, Cohen, they can't.
And so Zach is pissed, Summer's pissed, and Seth is just a dork.
Did you love that Seth did the same exact thing on the bed that Summer did to Anna?
Mm-hmm. I did. Way back in season 1, Summer is jealous of Anna and Seth, and he's sitting between them and saying, let's stay up late, let's watch TV, let's watch more TV, and they just want to go to bed. But Seth did it this time.
Yeah.
So, how the tables have turned.
Okay, Scott.
But what happens here, Elyse? What happens because of Seth's action here? Not because of fate, not because of destiny, not because the universe is conspiring against Seth.
They don't get the comic book thing.
No.
They're supposed to wait until they are adults, and then Seth goes home, and then Summer and Zach stay an extra night in San Diego together.
And what happens on that extra night in San Diego together, Elyse?
And what happens?
Well, we don't know for sure, but it's heavily implied that they're about to have sex.
I didn't
for the first
see that
time.
they did anything.
They don't, but it's really seriously heavily implied that they're about to have sex for the first time. And this is not the universe. This is Seth and his choices. Although Zach does do something weird here where he, like, right before, he's like, before we go any further, there's something I have to tell you. And then Seth calls, and we don't... I'm assuming he was about to tell her that he's a virgin, because they were about to bang, but I don't know. Another shocking virgin reveal on the OC.
Mm.
Who?
Everyone except
Everyone's
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
Chino.
That's not a virgin anymore.
No.
Is Marissa,
I meant like when the show started.
Is Marissa?
No, she had sex with Luke.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're right. Who is?
Nobody anymore.
Alex.
Lindsay probably.
Lindsay is not probably. Not probably. Lindsay is definitely.
So we got 2.
But maybe not for long. Ryan.
I don't know.
Chino.
Scott, what's your thorn? Let's move on from this.
I can't with this Caleb shit, babe. That's my thorn, is this Caleb shit. So remember last episode where Caleb had a heart attack, and as part of this heart attack, he had this fundamental change of heart where he realized how much of an asshole and a jerk he was being.
And how much fun Mad Libs are.
And he was...
Right? Like, he had a heart attack, and then all of a sudden, Mad Libs.
Yeah, well, you're getting...
Mad Libs all the time.
Lindsay, can 3 people play Mad Libs?
So Caleb has turned over a new leaf. He's going to embrace his daughter and have a relationship with her. And then suddenly, he's just a giant asshole to Ryan still. Like, he's playing pool and Ryan walks in and he just fucking unloads on Ryan about the same shit he was always critical of him. And I'm like, oh, so we've moved on from the he's a good guy now thing immediately. And I don't understand what the point of any of that was.
Just so that Caleb could have an excuse to try and have a better relationship with Lindsay, and Lindsay would have a reason to try and push Ryan away in order to have a better relationship with her dad.
Yeah.
It's all part of Caleb's master plan in order to destroy Ryan and Sandy.
It's the on again, off again stuff with Ryan and Lindsay over again. Last week they were off again, now they're on again because in order to solve their differences, Ryan challenges Caleb to a game of pool.
So that he will accept him as Lindsay's boyfriend.
I love this is because like this is like the first time either of them being good at pool has ever been mentioned in the show. Apparently he's had a pool table, he's at a billiards room in this mansion of his the whole time, and now suddenly it's here and we see it for the first time
It's good
ever.
for your heart health, Scott.
Sure, yeah, great. So they play best of 7 and Ryan wins.
Now, how long is a typical game of pool?
I mean, it depends. When bad people like you and me play, it probably takes a while. When people are decent at pool, it can be over pretty quickly.
Okay. Because
So.
best out of 7 seemed like a really long thing for me.
Yeah, I mean, well, we didn't see like any of it at all. We saw like the last 30 seconds of it, but it seemed like they were going on for a while because Lindsay was like, "Oh, you're finally done." Oh. But Ryan wins. The arrangement was that if Ryan wins,
Caleb accepts
he has
him
to
as
accept him as
Lindsay's
her boyfriend.
boyfriend.
But if Caleb wins, he'll leave Lindsay alone forever, and he'll go.
Which, you know what? Like, let Lindsay decide.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. The whole thing is stupid. But and the funny thing is, Ryan beats Caleb, and then the first thing Caleb does is start like making excuses.
Well, this may be the way you settle things where you come from. Game of pool, maybe a bar stool over someone's head. But in real life, it takes more than that.
And then Ryan is just a good guy and says, like, you should hang out with your grandfather tonight. And there is this cut to Caleb's face where this like moment of, oh, well, this kid maybe isn't so bad.
I mean, Caleb married Julie. Come on.
What? What is that supposed to mean?
Ryan is worse than Julie?
No. His hatred of Ryan, it never felt believable to me. It just felt like it's something they need for more conflict. It never felt like, I never fully understood where this came from. He doesn't seem to care enough about the rest of his family to care about Ryan being involved in it. You know?
I guess.
I don't know. I didn't like it. And I'm tired of it.
Okay. Well, Scott, are you ready for what I loved about this episode?
Yes, tell me what you loved about
I have
this episode.
3 words, Scott. 3.
What are they?
Are you ready? Julie
Mm-hmm.
is back.
Julie is back on the show.
Julie is back, guys.
Why did
And
you love this?
I love this because wherever there is a Julie, there is a havoc. And we have missed some really fun drama that is normally caused by Julie because she is the best pot stirrer of all of the bunches. And now the pot stirrer is back and she's already trying to show her daughter Marissa what's in the recipe by inviting her over for going to dinner and then telling her about how, you know what, she's not sure how this whole thing's going to work out with her and Caleb. So she's getting her things in order. And us girls got to stick together. And Marissa's like, okay, Mom, I'm smelling what you're cooking. That's a great idea. And then just plays along.
It's kind of amazing how quickly this plan sprung up in Julie, because you can see the moment she comes home and says, Cal, I'm home. How's your ticker? The man had a fucking heart attack, and you're just so casual about it. How's that ticker there, buddy? And then who should walk behind them carrying sandwiches on a tray with some Mad Libs?
Lindsay.
I love the way the actor of Caleb says Mad Libs. I don't know. It sounds like a person who's never said that phrase before in his life, and it's perfect. I don't know, just like the way he enunciates it. Some Mad Libs. It's just so funny to me.
Insert here.
Well, Juju, Lindsay and I are in the midst of some Mad Libs.
You can see Julie's brain is
Well,
turning.
yeah. I mean, like, he had almost a heart attack, and if he dies, she's got to set stuff up so that she's okay and doesn't have to marry someone again that's old just for his money.
Yeah. So she's got, and she needs her daughter's help with this. So her daughter should be being nicer to her stepfather. So she'll get some of that.
He's not going to leave
cash.
anything to Marissa.
No, but no.
No.
Do you think he's going to leave anything to Julie? Are we setting up a Caleb is going to die plot? Is that what we're doing here?
I don't know,
Maybe
Scott.
Fuck, Julie's going to murder him. Yes, this is what I'm talking. You are amazing. You are amazing. Elyse just burped in the microphone, folks, if you were wondering.
No.
I don't know if the mic's going to catch that, but she just burped in the microphone.
I don't do that.
Could you run and get some chips, please, and please eat those in front of the microphone?
We
too?
don't have any chips.
I think that would be the hat
Are you going to
trick.
get some chips from the grocery store tomorrow for me?
I'll get some chips for you so you can eat them in front of the microphone.
You know those good ones that I like.
What were we talking about? Oh my God, I can't.
You think that Julie's going to kill Caleb?
Yes, that's my new theory.
Okay.
Julie is gonna fucking murder Caleb.
Okay.
And you know what she's gonna do? She's gonna hire an assassin, and you know who it's gonna be?
Ryan.
No, Ryan's not gonna murder Caleb.
Jimmy.
No, it's gonna
The pool boy.
Yes, it's gonna be DJ the Yard Guy. I'm telling you, this is how it's gonna roll out. I mean it. This is what's going down. This is my prediction, and I'm sticking with it.
I'm sorry, I can't breathe.
International assassin DJ the Yard Guy, hired by Julie Cooper, and when she meets him, she's gonna be wearing a scarf over her head, and she's gonna have sunglasses on. I'm telling you.
Okay,
That's how it's going
Scott.
down.
I can't wait to see that unfold.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, tell me about what you're so happy to have happen in this week's episode.
You know, it's ironic that this was my thorn last week was Sandy. And
You have 3
Rebecca.
words too.
Yeah, my 3 words are Sandy, Sandy, Sandy.
Ah.
Sandy Cohen is such a prick in this episode, and I loved it. It's so good.
Why do you like that he's being bad to Kirsten?
I don't like that he's being bad to Kirsten. I like that Kirsten is letting him have it. So this is the fascinating thing.
She does.
This is the fascinating thing about this episode. So in this episode, at the cliffhanger at the end of last week's episode was Kirsten goes to his office to help spruce it up a bit. She surprises him, doesn't tell him she's going there. And who does she find at the office? Rebecca. Who's supposed to be dead.
Why didn't you do it?
I'm sorry. We'll edit this. 3, 2, 1.
Rebecca.
Okay, so she's supposed to be dead. Definitely not supposed to be living at his office, but she's there, and so she's pissed. And so the episode opens with Sandy like showering her with flowers, and she takes some of those flowers and puts them down the garbage disposal because fuck
That's
flowers.
what I do with roses too.
Yeah, fuck your roses, garbage. And
He probably spent a lot of money
oh my
on
God,
all those
each
roses.
of those bouquets are probably $50 plus, and there were like 10 of them. He spent a lot of money. But we know that Kirsten Cohen loves Valentine's Day. It's her favorite holiday. This was established last year on season 1, and she's having none of it. And here's the thing I love about this. Here's what I love about this. Kirsten makes it very, very clear what she wants from Sandy. At the very beginning of the episode, she doesn't say to him, "You're not allowed to see her." She doesn't say to him, I don't want you taking the case. What she says to him is, I want you to show me that our marriage is your priority. That's all she says.
You saw her.
And then I came home, you and I had dinner, and nothing. You didn't say a word.
She's accused of a very serious crime. Anything I would tell you about her could make you an accessory.
Don't try to get off on a technicality. This is about our marriage. You and I come first.
I want to support you. I know this woman's important to you. I know her father's important to you. I know her father fucking dies in this week's episode, and it's very tragic, and it makes him feel guilt, and he wants to do the right thing by other people. That's a Sandy Cohenism. But all I want from you is to show me that our marriage is a priority. And what does Sandy Cohen do?
He doesn't do that.
She says to him, it's Valentine's Day night. They have reservations. And Rebecca calls and says she's leaving town. And who does he choose? He's got Rebecca on one side, leaving town. He's got his wife, who he's already said they need this night out together. They need to find each other again. And she explicitly asked, make me your priority right now. This is our marriage. This is us. I need to be more important right now. And he doesn't do it. He goes to hang out with Rebecca, and he kisses Rebecca. And I know Kirsten kissed Jimmy last year. But
Kirsten had no feelings. Jimmy kissed Kirsten.
This was a mutual kiss.
A muchie?
A muchie. I make up words sometimes.
I do too. You don't make them up as much as I do.
I'm sorry.
Though.
I'm trying.
That's a good one.
Both of them are into this kiss, and they're going at it. And yes, he pulls away and says, I have to go see my wife. But,
But it's too late.
It's too late.
They missed that reservation.
They did. How did the episode end? Sandy's walking.
That's not how it ended.
No, how does their portion of the episode end?
Oh.
Sandy's walking. He's walking through the front door, and he walks up the stairs, and he sees down the long hallway. And at the end of the long hallway is Kirsten sitting in her bedroom, and he walks up to the bedroom, and she walks up to the bedroom, and it seems like she's going to go embrace him, or at least to yell at him, but she's not even. What does she do?
She shuts that door in his face. Good for her.
Yeah, good for her. Kirsten has, throughout so much of the season, just been the surrogate bad guy for the show. Whenever they need someone in the family to be the mean one, the one that's causing conflict, it's been Kirsten. And this is my rose because Kirsten does nothing wrong in this episode. Kirsten is communicative. She's trying to understand. She's trying to help. And
then why is your rose not Kirsten instead of Sandy?
Because Sandy's the instigator of it.
But you like Kirsten.
I do. My rose is not Sandy. My rose is Sandy. That's my rose. My disappointment in Sandy and how the show is framing that is my absolute favorite thing about this week's episode. So good.
Scotty.
You know what was not my favorite thing, though?
What?
The whole conversation when his mentor dies on the bench on the boardwalk. I thought that whole thing was weird. So let me... He goes up to him and I got you a cup of coffee. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I got you a cup of coffee. And he's like, no, I don't drink coffee anymore because it's bad for me. And he's like, don't drink coffee. And then they start talking about random stuff. And then Sandy's like, well, if you're not drinking coffee, what are you drinking? And green tea. So he's like, okay, well, let me go run and get you a green tea. And it's like you can tell the writing is like working very hard to get it to where Sandy leaves to go get something, and so he can come back and find him dead. But it's weird and clunky. I did not like that part.
I think a late night snack would have been better than a beverage.
Just a Frito pie,
some fries.
Yeah, let me get you that the show has. Remember with Ryan the fries?
Yeah.
Ryan
Everyone loves late night
with the fries, and Julie and Lindsay has drowned herself and.
I'd probably pick fries over coffee or tea late at night.
Yeah.
Get you that yummy, salty snack.
So, Elyse, I have a question for you. And it's a question you can't answer. But try to not know future knowledge.
I know nothing.
Is the comic book dead? It feels like the comic book is dead now.
I know nothing.
You know what else I didn't like about the comic book?
I know nothing.
The photo, they printed off a photo of Summer's character. And like on a cardboard display thing. And she's still wearing the same old costume. Like they had that whole scene where she was wearing a new costume because she had final say on the costume. And that's why she had to pose for him and it was very sexually charged. But she's wearing the old costume.
I know nothing.
You're very helpful, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's okay. I know that Julie is going to hire someone to assassinate her husband. That's what I know.
You know everything.
It's time for the next section. Elyse, what is that section called?
Come on, Scott. Tell me about the style.
You're not even going to sing it? That's how tired you are? You're not even going to sing it?
Come on, Scott. Tell me about the style in the OC. Hey. Come on, Scott. Tell me about the style in the OC. Yeah.
A couple things. The men in the show were wearing a lot of black, long-sleeve turtleneck shirts. Don't know why that is. No idea. Just seems like they were doing it a lot.
Okay.
Number 2. Alex is rocking pigtails. I don't know how to explain this haircut.
I love a good pigtail.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. How do you feel about the pigtails? I don't see you in pigtails very often.
No, but I think that they're fun. You know, I'm normally in just to like put it in a bun on top of your head sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. As is right now.
Today I'm in like a clip, like a twist clip.
Like a
pin-up thing.
Just like a tumbleweed of hair.
Yeah, it's just sprouting out the back. But, you know, I like a good pigtail.
But she's not doing just a pigtail.
No.
She's doing like a pigtail with like a swoopy on
So
top.
hers is like a half updo to where she takes like the crown top part and then pins it back and then does low pigtails, which means sometimes you get the part that was pinned back in the pigtails and sometimes it comes out because it's not long enough. It was a style.
It was. Mm-hmm. She's rocking it. I actually like it. I like it. She's wearing another see-through shirt, which is very Alex. It's like a see-through, like a salmon-colored see-through shirt.
Maybe I'll wear pigtails tomorrow.
Well, do it, babe. I support it.
Okay.
Why are they called pigtails?
I don't know.
I mean, a pig only has one tail. I'm assuming it kind of like if you have curlier hair, it kind of swoopies like a pigtail when you do it. But
So they look like there's multiple. So pigtails, it's plural.
I guess so. So you could have a pigtail.
We have a ponytail.
Yeah.
A big long one that comes down the back like a horse.
But what if...
And then two little pigtails because it's like a little tail. And I guess it's saying our head is like a pig's bottom.
Yeah, your head is a pig's butt.
Yeah.
You want to know my other style thing for this week is? I only have one more.
What?
Summer's biz prof outfit is on point. All three of them are going to this business meeting, and they're all wearing blazers, right? All three of them are wearing blazers. Seth kind of looks frumpy. It doesn't look good.
He tends to look frumpy.
Zach looks okay. But the only professional one in the room, the most professional looking one, is Summer, I think. She's got this very nice fitting tan. I don't know what color that is.
It looks like a light pink to me.
It's not pink. It's not pink. It's light. It's a light color. Very nice fitting blazer. She looks sharp. She looks professional. She looks good. And she's flanked on two sides by these dumpy looking high schoolers. She looks like an adult hanging out with two kids.
They're all three adults.
I know. I'm saying the way that they dress makes them look younger and her look older.
So the way that I dress makes me look older and you look younger?
What? Why?
You said it.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I said the outfits these three characters are wearing.
Scott.
I'm so confused. What are you talking about?
You said that I dress and I look very business professional.
I did not.
And you said you look frumpy. And I don't think that's good to be mean to yourself like that.
Oh my God. Can we move on to relationship status, please? Because you're giving me a headache.
If that's what you want.
I do. I really do.
Are you sure?
Yeah, please.
Okay. First up, Scott, we got Sandy and Kirsten Cohen.
Tell me about the Cohens. This is not a good episode for them.
Last week. Is it a good episode for you?
No. I have a headache now. You're giving me a headache. You've been in rare form today.
Last week, they were at a 5 out of 10. This week, Sandy attempts to make this Valentine's Day better than last year. But he has a Rebecca-sized hurdle to jump over to get there, and everybody knows Sandy can't jump. He stands up his wife on her favorite holiday to say goodbye to Rebecca, and Kirsten is pissed. They drop down to a 2 out of 10.
A 2 out of 10, the lowest score ever for the Cohens on the history of the show.
I mean...
Oh, no.
Would you have taken it lower?
No, I think that's perfect, actually.
Okay.
I think that might actually be...
You think it's too low?
I think you might have been too harsh, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
Moving on to Julie Cooper and
I
Caleb.
couldn't just take them down 1 point.
Yeah, you're right.
I took them down 1 point for each person involved.
Smart. Julie Cooper and Caleb Nickel. Last week, we gave them a 1 out of 10, a dismal 1 out of 10. Julie came back and
forgot to rate him.
Julie came back and wants to help take care of Caleb during his recovery, but he already has Lindsay there for that. At dinner with her daughter, Julie reveals that she doesn't feel confident in her relationship with Caleb, and she needs to get her plan together for how she's going to survive after she dumps his ass. Or, as I'll say, hire someone to murder him. I'm going to give them an assassin out of 10.
What is that?
It's a 1.
Oh, okay. Will you put it in there so I can remember for next
Sure.
time? Okay. So Zach and Summer last week were at a 3 out of 10. This week on the road trip to San Diego, we realized that there are some things about the Seth-Summer relationship that Summer still has hidden from Zach, as in the whole they shared a bed on the way to TJ thing.
Mm-hmm.
When the comic book trip ends up being an overnight trip, Summer looks apprehensive about staying the night in a bed with Zach, right next to Seth. They get through the night and are planning a trip across Italy. Zach is all in, but Summer still has some reservations. You put them at a 5 out of 10?
I'm telling you, they banged. I guarantee you next week's episode will be about the fact that they banged.
Okay. 5 out of 10.
I think if you have sex on for the first time on the episode, you got to get a couple points.
Okay. 5 out of 10.
There you go.
Tell me about the best couple.
The on again, off again, on again, off again, on again, off again couple, Ryan and Lindsay last week, who gave them a pretty mediocre 4 out of 10. They are on a break, or are they not on? Oh, right. New episode, so they're not on a break anymore. In order for Ryan and Lindsay to go on a Valentine's Day date, Lindsay says Ryan must apologize to her dad. He's not too keen on the idea, but takes the matter to the pool table and settles the score with the balls in the holes.
Yeah.
We're going to leave them at 4 out of 10.
Are you sure you don't want to give Caleb and Ryan a little bit of a 9 out of 10? Wink, wink.
No.
No?
No. In fact, I'm gonna audible. Ryan and Lindsay are going up to 5 out of 10 because they're back on again. So
Okay.
they get a point. They get a
Okay.
point for being on again.
All right. So last up, we have Alex and Marissa. Last week, they were at a 4 out of 10. This week, Marissa still spends all of her free time with Alex. When Marissa's mom comes back, Alex offers advice to Marissa based on her experience with difficult moms, which leads to a plan for a first date between Alex and Marissa next week. When Marissa comes to see Alex after the dinner with her mom, Julie, Alex changes her mind to wait until after Valentine's Day, and they go to the beach together. They share a kiss on the beach as the tide changes, bumping them up, Scott, to a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
I think makes them the highest couple this whole week.
They are the couple of the week, believe it or not. Wow, good for them. Good for them.
I mean, they are definitely the strongest couple of the week this week.
I was a little worried. Because there's a scene here where, like, Alex, because she's comfortable with her sexuality and knows who she is and who she likes, she's much more gung-ho in this thing. And I did catch a little bit of some hesitation and some doubt from Marissa. And I'm worried for Alex because I think Alex is going to dive into this thing head first. And I think Marissa is going to be Marissa and get cold feet or change her mind or do something. I'm worried. For right now, they're good. And I liked their kiss at the end. I thought it was very fitting to see both of the ex-girlfriends of our two main characters, both Ryan and Seth's ex-girlfriend, are making out while Ryan and Seth are walking the boardwalk, commiserating the fact that they are both alone on Valentine's Day. Really wonderful touch, Mr. Toynton. But I'm just a little worried about him. But we'll see.
Okay. We will. We'll see how they do.
Yep, we will.
And Scott?
Mm-hmm.
I think
that's it.
That's about it. Next week, we're going to talk about the episode The Father Knows Best.
It'll be Unlucky episode 13, titled The Father Knows Best. And I think the father in this case will be Caleb and Sandy. And I don't know. Maybe, do you think maybe Ryan's dad will get back into this thing? I don't know. Prison dad. Interesting curveball. Maybe Jimmy Cooper comes back?
Yeah. Jimmy Cooper.
Yeah, Jimmy Cooper. All right, that's all the time we have for you this week. If you like this podcast, you can check it and all of our shows over at our website. That's www.doofmedia.com. Elyse, what is one of those shows you would recommend people check out?
The Doofcast.
Okay.
I like that show because it always changes. There's something new every week.
That's
it's
true.
A variety show.
It is. There's a variety of topics.
Yep. Sometimes it's a deconstructing of a director.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's a Patreon-produced episode.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's
just whatever
episode. I like it.
Cool.
I especially like it when you guys do not pick anime.
Yeah, me too. But unfortunately, I have very little control over that.
Yeah.
Also, consider donating to our Patreon account. That's patreon.com/doofmedia. Elyse, what should they donate?
They should donate, is it $20 to do one of the Doofcast episodes? Yep. Yeah, so that Doofcast thing that I was talking about where it was once Patreon produced, if you donate $20, then you get to pick something that's not anime for Scott to watch.
That's true.
And that means I have to watch it too.
That usually, yeah.
That means if it's not anime, I will watch it. Because if it is, he knows I won't watch it, so he watches it when I'm asleep or gone.
That's true.
Sometimes
like
he does
Gone
that
Girl.
anyways, but
It's true.
I appreciate when you give me the option.
I always ask if you want to watch it.
I
with
know.
me.
It's
I
very
always do.
nice of you.
Hey, Elyse.
Yeah.
Thanks for a great episode, despite the crinkling and the burping and the constant diversions and just it was a really vintage Elyse episode, I
Scott,
think. This
I have
is
to
really
tell-
calling back
you know-
to, first episode Elyse
Oh, yeah, when I have my snack breaks.
in the middle of the episode.
I liked my snack breaks. We should get some of those dark chocolate peanut butter cups from Trader Joe's.
We should not.
Why not?
It's not good for us. Keep the sugar down.
But they're so delicious.
Nuh-uh. All right, folks, we will see you all next week. Elyse, I love you. I love you.
I love you too. I think we are at a 9 out of 10.
Oh, I think we're at a 10 out of 10, babe. 10.5. Yeah. Come on.
Okay. I think we're at a 12 out of 10.
What? That's too much.
We're at a 1 1/5.
That's too much.
No.